Japanese wisdom, rooted in the history and culture of Japan, is an amalgamation of ancestral teachings, philosophies, and practices that have influenced not only the daily life of the Japanese but also the global perspective on harmony, perseverance, and appreciation of nature. In ancient times, Japanese wisdom focused on harmony with nature, a belief deeply embedded in the Shinto religion, which considers spirits or kami present in everything, from mountains and rivers to trees and rocks. This respect for nature is reflected in daily life, where the seasons and their changes are celebrated and respected. The famous celebration of Hanami, the observation of cherry blossoms, is an example of how the Japanese find moments of beauty and reflection in natural cycles. The influence of Buddhism, which arrived in Japan from China and Korea, is also fundamental in Japanese wisdom. Buddhism introduced concepts such as impermanence and detachment. The concept of mujo, which means the transience of all things, is central in Japanese literature and art, constantly reminding people of the ephemeral nature of life and the importance of living in the present moment. The philosophy of wabi-sabi, which values the beauty of the imperfect, incomplete, and ephemeral, is another cornerstone of Japanese wisdom. In the art of ceramics, for example, imperfections and irregularities of pieces are valued as signs of character and uniqueness. This appreciation of imperfection extends to daily life, promoting the acceptance of one's own and others' imperfections. Bushido, the code of the samurai, although often associated with warriors and battles, also has elements of profound wisdom. It focuses on values such as loyalty, honorability, courage, and above all, self-control and discipline. These principles have permeated Japanese society, influencing work ethics and interpersonal relationships. Education and continuous learning are also crucial aspects of Japanese wisdom. The concept of kaizen, which means continuous improvement, is applied in both the business realm and personal life. It seeks efficiency and constant improvement in all aspects of life, fostering a mindset of growth and adaptability. Courtesy and respect for others are pillars of social interaction in Japan. The importance of social rituals, such as the exchange of business cards or bowing, not only shows respect but also reflects the interconnectedness and mutual dependence in Japanese society. In a small Japanese village, surrounded by gentle hills and dense bamboo forests, lived a wise old man named Izumu. Izumu, known for his deep knowledge of ancient Japanese traditions and philosophies, was a spiritual and moral guide for the villagers. One day, a young woman named Yuki approached Izumu seeking advice. She was distressed by the loss of her beloved cherry blossom garden, destroyed by a recent storm. Izumu, with his calm and serene voice, spoke to her about the impermanence of life and the concept of mujo. He explained how the beauty of cherry blossoms lies not only in their blooming but also in their transience. Yuki, initially struggling to understand, began to appreciate the lessons nature offered her. Inspired by Izumu's words, Yuki decided to rebuild her garden, not to replicate what had been, but to embrace what it could become. As she worked, Izumu taught her about wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection. Yuki learned to appreciate each tree, each rock, and every corner of her new garden, not for its perfection, but for its unique and imperfect beauty. One day, a group of travelers arrived at the village. They had come in search of Izumu's wisdom. Among them was a young, arrogant man named Kenji, who scorned Izumu's teachings and boasted of his strength and skill as a warrior. Izumu, patient and calm, listened to Kenji's bravado and then spoke to him about Bushido, the way of the warrior. He taught him that true strength does not lie in the ability to fight but in discipline, honorability, and self-control. Kenji, defiant, decided to stay in the village to prove his superiority. However, over time, as he observed the lives of the villagers and listened to Izumu's teachings, he began to understand the true meaning of being a warrior. He learned to respect others, to control his anger, and to value peace over violence. Meanwhile, Yuki continued her work in the garden, applying the concept of kaizen, continuously improving her creation. Kenji, observing her dedication and the change in his own heart, offered to help her. Together, they created a garden that was not only a place of beauty but also a symbol of transformation and growth. The story of Yuki and Kenji became a lesson for the entire village. the villagers learn to live in harmony with nature, to find beauty in imperfection, to seek continuous improvement, and to live with honor and respect. Izumu, with a wise smile, watched as his village flourished, not only in its cherry blossom garden but also in the hearts and spirits of its people. The story of Yuki, Kenji, and the wise Izumu in the small Japanese village offers multiple layers of reflection, each intertwined with the principles of Japanese wisdom. These reflections are not only applicable to the narrative itself but also have profound implications in everyday life, and in the personal search for meaning and balance. 1. Impermanence and beauty in the ephemeral. The destruction of Yuki's cherry garden and its subsequent reconstruction is a powerful reminder of impermanence. The ephemeral nature of the cherry blossom symbolizes the fleetingness of life and its moments. Often, we cling to permanence, leading to sadness when we face change or loss. However, the story teaches us to appreciate and find beauty in every moment, accepting that change is an inevitable part of life. 2. Wabi-sabi and the acceptance of imperfection. Yuki learning to find beauty in the imperfections of her reconstructed garden teaches us about wabi-sabi. In our quest for perfection, we can become critical of ourselves and others. However, there is an intrinsic and unique beauty in the imperfect that, when appreciated, can lead to greater acceptance and inner peace. 3. Bushido and true strength. Kenji's transformation from an arrogant warrior to one who understands and practices the principles of Bushido reminds us that true strength is not measured by physical power or aggression but by honorability, self-control, and respect for others. This lesson is particularly relevant in a world where strength is often confused with harshness or domination. 4. Kaizen and continuous growth. Yuki's continuous dedication to improving her garden reflects the principle of Kaizen. In our own lives, this concept encourages us to seek growth and continuous improvement, not only in large projects but also in the smallest and everyday aspects of our lives. 5. Harmony with nature. The story also highlights the symbiotic relationship between humans and nature. Through the cherry garden, we see how nature not only provides beauty and resources but also lessons and metaphors for our lives. Living in harmony with nature can lead to a more balanced and sustainable life. 6. Respect and courtesy in interpersonal relationships. The interaction between the characters demonstrates the importance of courtesy and mutual respect. The way Kenji and Yuki learn to work together, overcoming initial barriers of arrogance and despair, shows how respect and understanding can build strong and meaningful relationships. 7. The wisdom of age and experience. Finally, the character of Izumu represents the wisdom that comes with age and experience. Often, in youth, there is a search for innovation and change, but the story reminds us that there is invaluable value in the teachings and guidance of those who have lived longer and seen more of the world. Together, the story is a tapestry of lessons that apply both at a personal and community level. It teaches us about the importance of adaptability, acceptance, continuous growth, and above all, the importance of living a balanced and harmonious life in relation to ourselves, others, and the natural world around us.